Have at it, Mal. It's
Well-
all you.
So I've been before the Neo 2 beta dropped, I was playing The Outer Worlds, which came out on October 25th.
How is that game?
It's really fun.
Ah, damn it! I want to pick up the game.
So yeah, it's The Outer Worlds. It's action role-playing game by Obsidian Entertainment, who did Fallout New Vegas.
The
which
one that
is
everybody really liked.
basically a spiritual successor to that. Yeah, it's very obvious. Like that's the spirit they're trying to capture with this game. It is very dialogue driven. It is it does have the first person style combat, very similar to like that Fallout New Vegas. There are different factions you can side with. I believe there are maybe 9 endings I think I saw. Probably tied to different factions, similar to Fallout New Vegas. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I've been enjoying it but again, as I said, until the Neo 2 beta dropped, and that's kind of been capturing my attention. But so The Outer Worlds, though, instead of being post-apocalyptic like Fallout 4 or 3, I mean, or New Vegas, the spin-off of 3, it is a sci-fi game, and you play a character who was sent out in cryostasis with 10,000 about 10,000 other people, all in cryostasis, to a new colony in this solar system that is owned by like 7 corporations who have joined together, and they are the board. And for some reason, I can't remember off the top of my head, they decided that it would not be financially beneficial to wake all of you up. So you've been drifting in space for 70 years. And the board told everyone the ship you were on, the Hope, was lost, right? So you after you make your character, there's a crazy scientist type guy who wakes you up and explains the whole situation to you, which normally, after being in cryostasis for so long, you would being woken up would mean that it would lead to your quick death. But luckily, he has figured out how to wake you safely. Unfortunately, he had to use the last of his materials to wake you. So you now have to wake up everyone else, basically. It is your mission, which you can completely ignore if you want.
Ah, like any classic game, I can immediately ignore the main story.
Right.
Which is going to happen because I'm going to get immediately caught up in all the side quests.
Yeah,
there are
always
quite
does.
a bit. Also, the game made sure that the main quest can still function if you just kill everyone you come across, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they went to some they just took the measures to make sure that you could at least, I mean, if you kill someone who gives you a side quest, you're not getting that side quest, but the main quest is always able to be progressed. So you quickly he initially tells you to go meet up with the smuggler, who so you take like an escape pod down to this planet to meet up with him. You step out and you're like, where's this guy I'm supposed to meet up with? Oh, he's under the escape pod. And the doctor's like, yeah, I told him not to stand so close after planting the beacon. So you end up with his ship, and that's basically the quest of the first world, is to get that ship up and running. So it's not a giant sandbox like New Vegas or the recent Fallout games, but a bunch of smaller ones. Each area is like an open area, but it's a lot smaller than an entire world map of the Fallout or Skyrim type games from Bethesda. But they are well packed. Like there's plenty of stuff to look around and explore. It's a really pretty game. And
That's good to hear.
yeah, and it has like a retro futurism, aesthetic. So
Yeah.
it's not like the clean sci-fi that you can kind of see where things are going, or like Star Trek or anything even. But it's a bit more, I don't know, stylized to what even older, like the 40s or 50s or whatever, envisioned the future, kind of, with a nice, painted with a nice coat of capitalistic dystopia. Yeah, there's a lot of satire based around just the anti-capitalism themes, because this entire solar system is under the control of these mega corporations. So the very first quest you'll probably come across on the first planet is you meet this gravedigger who asks you to help him collect tax payments for the graves, because they're all owned by the company of this colony. When you die, you still have to make payments on your grave.
Wow.
Yep. So you can go around and you can you can try and help them out, or the individual people, or shake them down for the money, and there's you make decisions. It's not all just the Fallout 4 yes, sarcastic yes, no, but actually yes dialogue tree.
Thank God.
Yeah. The companions are really interesting and fun, and they have their own background backstories that you can get into. They all have unique dialogue with each other. It can be really fun to just listen to them talk back and forth.
Dang.
Yeah, it's really fun. Your quest log is very detailed and is very helpful to someone who does not have as much time as they used to playing these long games. Anytime you do something that would update your journal, basically, it gives you a very detailed explanation of why that was updated and like where you are in the quest. I found that very helpful, because there's a lot of reading in this game, and sometimes if you skip past things, you might miss it. But your journal always keeps you up to date with how far along the quest you are and whatnot. Yeah.
Huh. I got a question for you, actually, because I remember this being a part of the game as well. During the development of it, they made mention that there were no romantic options. Has this still stayed the same?
Yes. You can help.
Right.
You can help your companions get laid, but you can't lay them.
My God, they really denied you on that area.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean,
yeah.
I know who I would romance in the game if I could, but I can't.
Is there
I think there are 6 of them.
All right,
one
there's 6
is
campaigns. Okay.
Yeah, I think 6 or maybe 7. I know one is a giant, or not a giant, a very large repurposed cleaning robot. You have to swap its cleaning, or it's like a soap dispenser for an acid dispenser to get it up and working.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The weapons themselves, actually, real fast here, because I know in Fallout you had like plasma, laser, handguns, but then you had like light and long rifles,
so
weapons.
You have different skills for the different categories of weapons. There are handguns, long guns, heavy weapons, and then there's melee as well, one-handed and two-handed. Those are the skills, and then there are different weapons in each category. Like there's several different, like revolvers or like non-revolver pistols. I don't know what you call them.
So
And then you can also mod the weapons. Like different weapons have different modding points. Like either the barrel, the magazine, the scope, and
very cool.
one of them is it the magazine. I think magazine controls. You can if it has a magazine mod, you can, which they might all even have actually. You can change the damage type of the weapon. So,
Oh
like,
wow, cool.
They might shoot bullets, but then you can slap on something that makes them shoot plasma instead. Or electricity. Plasma, I think, does more damage to like animals or like non-armored combat living things, and then electricity does more damage to robots and mechanical enemies.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and then there are only 3 types of ammo, which is light, heavy, and energy.
Okay.
I know. So one large criticism towards the game that is not a big deal for me, but I know it is for a lot of other people, is it's not very difficult. Combat wise,
It's pretty simple then.
pretty easy. Even on its hardest difficulty, or at least I'm playing on hard, and I'm finding combat relatively easy.
Dang.
The only thing harder than hard is Supernova, but that adds the survival aspects of like needing to eat and drink.
You're just too good, Mal.
No, a lot of people have the same complaint.
You need to get worse.
There's your problem. You're too good at this game.
Don't get good, get worse, get bad.
So, there's also the a side effect of your long time in cryostasis. You can slow down time in your brain, which is the way they do the VAT style of slow down to shoot pinpoint enemies and stuff. Like from Fallout, it was VATS or whatever. Yeah, so there you have different tiers of skills as well, or sorry, perks, I should say. Like you have all the different skills are like so actually when you're leveling so skills real quick, you get 10 skill points every level, and it starts off with groups of skills. Like guns is its own group, which has the subset of handgun, long gun, or long arms or whatever they're called, and then heavy guns.
Okay.
So you put 1 point in the gun skill, it will increase all of those until you hit 50 in a skill. Once you hit 50, you have to start assigning the points individually in that group. So like there's also like sneak or something. I can't remember the exact name of the group, but which gives you which is made up of stealth, hacking, and lock picking, I think.
All right.
So like you would put 1 point in it, which they might all be at different amounts because they would trigger off of your different. You set your stats just like in Fallout at the start of the game, in like strength or perception type stuff. They'll affect the different skills. So like I would put one in sneak, bringing one up to 50, another up to like 47, another up to like 41. So the one if I wanted to put in another point in the one at 50, I'd have to select that one individually. Otherwise, I would put it in the skill group, which would increase the other 2 because they haven't hit 50 yet. Also, as the skill goes up, at every 20 points in a skill, you'll unlock another benefit of that skill. Like locks that take 1 pick basically to open will now just take 0 instead. I believe is once you hit 20 in the lock picking skill. Or if you get like 40, or I think I can't remember, something like 40 points in intimidation, your enemies will cower longer, or maybe they will cower more often. I can't remember, to where they'll just like put their hands over their head and cry out for mom. But yeah, so then the companions also have a skill, like their own special ability. So which locks to your D-pad, right and left on the D-pad to trigger each one of your two companions. Like there's the mechanic who just slams down their melee weapon and a thunderburst stuns the enemies around them. And then there's a heavy gunner type person who just, I don't know if they like just turn off the inhibitor on their gun and just fire at a high rate of fire briefly, sort of thing. There's a lot of, and then there's every 2 levels you'll get perks, which will be things like increased carry, how much you can carry, or increase your armor, or if you get a kill, your slow down time gauge will fill up faster, or you'll get a chunk of it back, I should say. Or whenever you kill someone with your companion's special ability, there's a chance to recharge it, I think, or something.
All right.
Yeah. Which also, your companions have perks. I think they unlock every 5 levels, which are just very basic, increase health or increase damage type things. But there's like 3 per level, and there's like 5 levels of perks on your companions.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a question I got actually about the companions then. How useful are they have, or is it pretty much like I remember playing in Fallout 3 a lot, where you really didn't need them. You just didn't really need companions.
Again, because of the difficulty not being super high, I doubt you would need them. They also do buff your skills though, related to like what they're good in. Like, because I'm traveling with the engineers, so my hacking or whatever goes up, or not hacking, or like lock picking or whatever type of stuff.
Okay.
Or the medical skill goes up if I'm traveling with the medical related companion. But also they're just meat shields, and they have weapons of their own which can help. But there's also there's a couple perks that are related to, you get buffs by not traveling with anyone. Which is something Fallout has as well.
Yeah.
The lone wolf perk, I believe.
Yeah, there's that. There's which recalls I think there's some other ones as well. Yeah. Like soliloquy, which gives you like dialogue +10 when you're not using companions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's some of that in there as well. I don't know. Like, I mean, I like having them because of they have things to say.
Okay, they do have dialogue and whatnot.
Yep.
All right, that's really cool to hear.
And then you could sometimes you can talk to them later about choices you've made along the way, type things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Again, if you liked Fallout New Vegas, you're probably gonna like this. It would be nicer if it was maybe a little harder. But other than that, I think it's great. So it's, I guess, also I remember now, some people aren't a huge fan of the like the animations and stuff. It's not like picture perfect. It has kind of more of a cartoony look, I guess, kind of. But I think that helps hide the fact that it's not cutting edge animations and whatnot. They just admitted like they didn't want to spend a lot of time on the hair. So like hair doesn't, like, almost all of the haircuts are short hair because they didn't want to like mess with it flowing hair and clipping through armor and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're not, I mean, Obsidian's been around for a long time, but they're still not like the biggest company, right? They did get bought by Microsoft recently, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not the biggest budget game, but I love it.
I'm gonna have to pick it up. I do know I want to play it.
I love the writing. I love the aesthetics. I'm all into the dark humor and silliness it brings. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, Obsidian, you're here.
Yeah, I forgot.
I've been developing games.
Have you
I'm
now?
sorry, what? You've been developing names?
Games.
Oh,
I developed the game Mal just talked about.
Oh, wow. That's
Who
impressive.
do you think they named it after?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't know your real name was
I've been
Outer
logging
Worlds.
everything Mal said for the next update patch. Nah.
Things to remember.
Yep.
All right, Obsidian Entertainment, take us home.
All right, this has been episode 94 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source for enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and Talk About Topic day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on Twitter at Podcast5R, Facebook P5R Podcast, Meta and Lily Stream, twitch.tv/PSOFlow, and Tets's blog, The Geeky Spirit, and all that good stuff. I've just been lamenting the fact that I have to wait 2 weeks to play Trails of Cold Steel 4 in Japanese. That's all it is.
Oh.
My life has no meaning now.
You're just going to sit there for 2 weeks in the dark, waiting for it to arrive, staring at your mail slot.
Pretty much.
The darkest of timelines.
Maybe I'll play East or something in the meantime. Get me some more Falcon in my blood. But anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys later and the next time. Goodbye.